Hello and welcome to week 9. So you are definitely in the home stretch because this is our final unit, and one that I hope that you're going to enjoy and find probably to be the most practical one of all of the units that we've done so far, because this really is looking at health education. How can we make sure that we're helping parents understand how to help their children develop, in healthy and nutritional ways, but also how can we make sure that we're planning for that type of development? As I've said before, there's so many times that it seems as though teachers and parents are so much more focused on the cognitive domain of development, language and literacy, that they really don't stop and think about the fact that the physical development of the children is going to have a tremendous impact on their academic development as well. And so that really is what these last 2 weeks are going to look at. So this week, as we get into our first week of the health education, I think you're going to enjoy not only the assignment, but the discussion board that I have for you this week. So when you look in our week 9 module, you're going to see, as always, it's set up exactly the same. Your last 2 assignments are going to be found within this particular unit. So I'm going to introduce the parent night project this week, and then the mini lesson plan will be your final assignment, and I'll introduce that in week 10. It is not a full-fledged lesson plan, so you don't need to worry that it's going to take you a lot of time to do it. So what you're going to be doing this week as we start launching into health education is finding out how can you find out some information about how centers are doing in regards to health, safety, and nutrition in the classroom. And then how can you help parents? So you're going to be looking at chapter 19, but you're also going to be reading this chapter, the Head Start Parent, Family, and Community Engagement Framework, so that you can see how we are all supposed to be working together. And then what you're going to do for your discussion board is you are actually going to be spending some time on the Department of Social Services website, where you're going to do a little bit of research where you can find out if centers have had violations. So when you click on the discussion board, you're going to see here's the link that's going to take you to the website. You can search for any of them. You can search for some in your area. You can search in a different state if you were wanting to do that, although you would have to go from a different place for Virginia. But it doesn't even have to be in your own city. It could be in a different city. But what's really great about this website is that it tells you any violations that the center has had and what the recommended resolution was supposed to be. The only thing that I'm going to ask is that you not mention the center's name. Now, we all know that we can go on the website and we can find the information for ourselves, but I don't want us throwing these names out there. So basically what you're going to be doing is you're going to be copying and pasting from the website, because that's going to be the easiest thing to do to make sure that you're using the right verbiage. So you're going to read the report, share the violation description and the action to be taken, and then make sure you respond to at least 2 classmates. This is a fantastic website to bookmark because it does give you some of that information that most people don't think is readily available, but it actually is. And this is another great tool to be able to show to parents. And again, all of it's coming back to educating the parents this week. So that's what your discussion board is going to be. And then your assignment is going to be a parent night project. And this is something that I really want you to make personal for you. Make it practical, make it applicable, make it something that you're going to use or something that you wanted to know more about. So basically what you're going to be doing is you're going to be thinking of this as I'm going to be hosting a parent night where I'm going to ask parents to come in. And so I'm going to do some teaching to them about a topic that is relating to health, safety, or nutrition. So this is where you can go back to your textbook. It could be something that we've done in one of our discussion boards, like childhood obesity. I've had students, a lot of students will do food allergy, they'll do different forms of safety, but this is completely up to you. What is something that you think would be so critical to teach parents about? So you're going to be creating a PowerPoint, which hopefully you're pretty familiar with at this point. So there's only a few guidelines. So the first one is it has to be at least 20 slides. Now I know that sounds like a lot, but by the time that you put in your facts, by the time you put in your suggestions, by the time you add in some cute pictures and videos, it's easily going to get to 20. So make sure that it is at least 20 though. This is going to be part of your point, so you don't want to lose that. Include photos and make sure there's at least one video. Now you can certainly have more than that, but I think we all know that if we were sitting in a presentation, it's kind of nice to break things up so that the presenter's not doing all of the talking. And so that's where these videos can come in really handy. So make sure that you have at least 10 referenced facts on the subject. Referenced means that on that slide, you need to, even if it's just in small letters down at the bottom, you need to put where you found that information, and hold on to that because you're also going to need a reference slide. So make sure you have at least 10 facts. And then you're going to want to give 5 suggestions for parents. So for instance, let's say that you did a tree nut allergy, which I've told you is near and dear to my heart because both of my daughters have tree nut allergies. This could be something like, here's some food substitutions for tree nuts. Here are, some great restaurants that offer menus that will make sure that there are not tree nuts. But basically make this your really practical section because parents, as you're teaching them about this, they want to know how can they do it. So give them at least 5 ways that they can incorporate the knowledge that you've given them as they are with their children. And then make sure again that you have the reference slide. And remember, you do need to cite them in APA format. I have linked you to the library source, which shows you exactly how to do it. So make sure that your final slide is a reference slide. So anything that you use to create this PowerPoint needs to go in your reference slide. And that's basically all it's going to be. So it really is meant for you, not only to get some additional information, but think about how you can present it to parents so that they can be well informed and they can also help their children as well. So this is going to be due by the end of week 10, so you do have 2 weeks to work on this. But again, have fun with it and make it something that really is going to be meaningful to you. So I hope that you have fun with it. So that pretty much takes care of week 9. And week 10, we'll be finishing up this unit and it will be the end of our class, which is so hard to believe. But in the meantime, I hope that you do enjoy spending some time on the Department of Social Services website, finding out what information you can from that and working on your parent night project. If you have any questions, as always, don't hesitate to let me know. But I hope you have a great week and I will see you in our last week.